Just at daybreak, as we awakened by a series of awful screams from Bill, they weren't yells or howls or shouts or whoops or yaps such as you'd expect from a manly set of vocal organs. They were simply indecent, terrifying, humiliating screams such as women emit when they see ghosts or caterpillars. It's an awful thing to hear a strong, desperate fat man scream innocently in a cave at daybreak. Just had to see what the matter was. Red Chief was sitting on Bill's chest with one hand twined in Bill's hair. In the other he had the sharp case knife we used for slicing bacon, and he was indestructibly and realistically trying to take Bill's scalp. According to the sentence that he had pronounced upon him that evening before, I got the knife away from the kid, and made him lie down again. But from that moment, Bill's spirit was broken. He laid down on the side of his bed, but he never closed an eye again in sleep as long as that boy was with us. I dozed off for a while, but along toward sunup, I remembered that Red Chief had said I was to be burned at the stake at the rising of the sun. I wasn't nervous or afraid, but I sat up and lit my pipe and leaned against a rock. "What soon you be getting up for, Sam?" asked Bill. "Me? Yes, I. Or I got a kind of a pain in my shoulder. I thought sitting up would rest it." "You're a liar," says Bill. "You're afraid you was to be burned at the stake, burned at sunrise, and you was afraid he'd do it, and he would too if he could find a match. Ain't it awful, Sam? Do you think anybody will pay out money to get a little imp like that back home?" "Sure," said I. "A rowdy kid like that is just the kind of parents dote on. Now, you and the Red Chief get up and cook breakfast, while I go up to the top of the mountain and reconnoiter. I went up onto the peak and the little mountain, and ran my eye over the continuous vicinity. Over toward summit, I expected to see the sturdy yeomanry of the village armed with scythes and pitchforks, beating the countryside for the dastardly kidnappers. But what I saw was a peaceful landscape dotted with one man plowing with a dun mule. Nobody was dragging the creek. No couriers dashed hither and yon, bringing tidings of no news to the distracted parents. There was a salivan attitude of somnolent sleepiness pervading the section of the external outward surface of Alabama that lay exposed to my views. "Perhaps," said I to myself, if it was not yet been discovered that the wolves have drawn away the tender limberkin of the fold. Heaven help the wolves, said I, when I went down to the mountain to eat breakfast. When I got to the cave, I found Bill backed up against the side of it, breathing hard, and the boy threatening to smash him with a rock, half as big as a coconut. He put a red hot boiled potato down my back, explained Bill, and when I was mashed it into my foot, the boxes. Have you got a gun about you, Sam? I took the rock away from the boy and kind of patched up the argument. I'll fix you, says that kid to Bill. No man's ever struck the Red Chief, but he got paid for it. You better beware.